Hello 711 subscribers, I am Chillmonger, and I was watching a YouTube video a week ago, Thor Skywalker. He was going to talk about something related to The Mandalorian, but he began by explaining, hey, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, da 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 da. That took him like 15 minutes to get through. And I felt like that was way too long, and it was been a good week since the episode has come out. It got me thinking about when it is appropriate to mention spoilers about something like a TV show, something like film. So I want you, especially if you're on your phone now, to get in on this action. It's an interactive video. Scroll down. Go to where it says add public comment. Now type 1 period. The first topic is films. For a film, I think a movie comes out on Friday. You have a whole weekend to see that film, to dedicate the time to get in your car, travel over there, make a friend come with you and schedule. You've got other people who are competing for those seats who are going to ruin your experience if you don't get a good one. So you got a whole weekend to see that film. Then I'll give you until Friday. And you know what? Since I'm being generous, you got 2 straight weekends. If you have not seen this film, you cannot complain to me after that. You can't say, hey, Chillmonger tweeted that Tony Stark died. 2 weekends you had to watch this film. You could have got a ticket by then. You haven't seen it, that's on you. The world is not going to stop for you. Now I'm talking Twitter. If it's YouTube, as soon as you click on a video that says Avengers Endgame review, or that's on you because you're clicking on a video. But Twitter's sort of like an open space where you can't really control anything. YouTube, not so much. YouTube thumbnails, you can't spoil it. You can't have Tony holding the gauntlet with the Infinity Stones doing this in your thumbnail. You can't do that. But as far as if the title says the topic of the thing is a film, don't complain to me about spoilers. Never on YouTube. Make that clear. Now, number 2 that we're going to talk is streaming services, episodes like The Mandalorian. When can I talk about episodes? This is not a theater. Comfort of your own home, you get to see it on your television. And for that, I'm going to give you a day. You got 24 full hours from when this thing releases to see this episode. So like The Mandalorian, which comes out at 3 o'clock Eastern, Pacific midnight, you shouldn't wake up to spoilers. That's rude. Everyone, we do gotta be considerate of people who don't stay up to watch the episodes. But if you haven't seen it in a whole day, you can't dedicate 30 minutes to an hour. This is not a long movie. If you can't do that, then you're not serious. The world is not gonna stop for you. 24 hours is where I'm going for films. Episodic series. Number 3. What if it comes out on streaming, but it's a movie like Soul? How long do you got to talk about that? For a movie that's long, that comes out on a streaming service, like the Bird, what's the one with Sandra Bullock? Bird Box, what's it called? That movie, man, that was making a lot of buzz. I'm gonna give you 3 days to see that one. If it's on streaming and it's a movie, movies gotta build buzz. They don't really have much hype coming into them, even if they have a trailer. I'm gonna give that 3 days. 3 days to see it, then everyone can talk about it. And in any of the situations, if you're talking about it at the water cooler, just chit-chatting, and someone says, I haven't seen it, you do gotta shut up. Wait for that person to leave. Never be rude if someone hasn't seen a show. Okay? Unless it's like a year later. If it's a year later, then okay, I don't care if you haven't seen Empire Strikes Back. We're going to talk about how Vader and Luke are family. Number 4 now. What if we get the Netflix binge? The whole season gets dropped on you. See, the length of this is not 30 minutes to an hour. The length of this is, maybe 8 hours. Depends how long the series goes. So I really cannot put an appropriate length of when it's okay to spoil, because sometimes you get 10 episodes, like The Last Dance. Side note, that's a historical event, so is it really a spoiler? I don't know. I should use a better example. If some things are like 6 episodes, and some things are 4 episodes, like When They See Us, some things are longer than that. Let's just say you can't talk about it without spoiling for 3 months. Yeah, Stranger Things, that kind of stuff. 3 months. And maybe that's even being too generous, but I really don't know. So those are my four. The first one was for films, like Avengers. The second one was for series, like The Mandalorian, that release episodically each week. Because we do gotta talk about something before it's next week comes out. So there needs to be a spoiler or a point where we can discuss and where we can tweet. Oh, live tweeting during the show is always permissible. For that 1 hour, you can live tweet a show. That doesn't work for series, but it does work. I mean streaming, but it does work for like The Walking Dead. If it's on at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna be tweeting hashtag the Walking Dead, and then my next tweet comes later. Be polite and use hashtag the Walking Dead before you start, so that they know not to keep reading. But the show is on. We're there to communicate, get things trending. So the first one was films. The second one was series that we released episodically. The third one was for a movie that's released on a streaming service, 3 days. And the fourth one I said was for binging a whole season that just drops on Netflix. Number five, which I just thought about now, was comic books. Comic books released on Wednesday. You have 2 days. 2 days to read a comic, because when you go to comic shops and you talk to these people, they'll tell you, hey, if a comic is still on the shelves on Friday, I know nobody's picking up and we're going to have to eat the cost of that comic book. It's rare that a comic moves after Friday. So that's the rule for comics. Those are my five. I want to see what your five were. Get in the comment section. If you were doing like I told you on your phone and writing down all five, now click enter, or maybe write a little note underneath of what you think. Is there something I'm forgetting? Ask me and I'll give you my opinion on if you can spoil something. That's my video.